An extension of realism, naturalism was also a reaction to the Romantics' emphasis on emotion and imagination. Like the realists, naturalists sought to portray the world as realistic as possible, even depicting the sometimes dreary, sometimes gruesome details of day-to-day life. Unlike the realists, however, naturalists focused on the environment in which individuals were raised. And how it affected their personalities. This lesson discusses naturalism and how authors use setting to enhance the themes of naturalism in their writing. Pacing, another element essential to writing, is also explored in this lesson. Through word choice and structure, pacing aids in comprehension and helps convey meaning. Naturalist Stephen Crane's short story, The Open Boat, exemplifies how setting and pacing work together. In addition to naturalism, this lesson will discuss another literary movement that occurred around the same time, pastoralism. Pastoralism depicts a simple rural way of life. You will learn about American naturalist and pastoral literature, how these two movements differed, and the themes commonly used in literary works from this period.
In 1859, the scientist Charles Darwin revealed his evolutionary theory of natural selection. He used logic and scientific evidence to describe how an organism's environment strongly affects its ability to thrive. These scientific advancements served as a basis for the depiction of environmental influences on humans in American literature. Naturalism grew out of these scientific ideas as well as out of the everyday realities explored in realism in the late 1800s and early 900s. Naturalist writers such as Eugene O'Neill and Jack London wrote about both nature and the daily lives of their characters. However, they strayed from the romantic admiration of nature and discussed it in a way that offered a drastically different perspective. Charles Darwin put forth a scientific argument for the theory of evolution. Value of setting. The setting of the text grounds readers in a specific time and place. Setting provides historical and setting provides historical and social context, and it also offers perspectives on characters, since people are often shaped by their environment. Furthermore, setting gives insight into the events that take place. Without a well-developed setting, the author risks boring readers or confusing them due to insufficient details or a weak framework. A number of literary elements help enhance the setting of a work. Read the following passage from Edith Watt. One. Select the correct answer. Read this excerpt from The Open Boat by Stephen Crane. It is fair to say here that there was not a life-saving station within 20 miles in either direction, but the men did not know this fact, and in consequence they made dark and opprobrious remarks concerning the eyesight of the nation's lifesavers. 4 scowling men sat in the dinghy and supposed records in the invention of epithets. What is the meaning of the word opprobrious within the context of the excerpt? Two. Select the correct text in the passage. Which 4 parts of this excerpt from Stephen Crane's The Open Boat describe the narrator's opinion of the sea as a hostile entity? A singular disadvantage of the sea lies in the fact that after successfully surmounting one wave you discover that there is another behind it just as important and just as nervously anxious to do something effective in the way of swamping boats. In a 10-foot dinghy one can get an idea of the resources of the sea in the line of waves that is not probable to the average experience, which is never at sea in a dinghy. As each salty wall of water approached it shut all else from the view of the men in the boat, and it was not difficult to imagine that this particular wave was the final outburst of the ocean, the lost effort of the grim water.
4. Resources of the sea. 1, 2, 3, 4. The cook squatted in the bottom and looked with both eyes at 6 inches of gunwale that separated him from the ocean. What is the significance of the omniscient narration in the open book by Stephen King? Narrator's overview of our characters. What?